Welcome to Feg Army Radio live stream and backstage pass.
What up? It's Mad DeFi.
Fegmog, Paul MC.
I was hearing some background female voices. Wasn't quite sure what that was about. Anyway, the running joke we have down here in the desert is you guys have blood like molasses, and we have blood like running water.
Okay. All right. First time I heard that.
Yeah. Thank you for the question. I like to.
Well, thank you so much for the answer.
Is there anybody else who has an interesting question, comment, reference, concern with respect to the FEG project today that they would like to share?
Good morning, Paul.
Good morning.
How you doing?
Well, sir, you?
Good. I have a question.
Fire away, please.
So there's a term that's used in this chat a lot. I guess they refer to as all boats rising equally, and I was wondering what exactly does that mean when all boats rise equally?
Are you saying boats with a B or votes with a V?
With a B, boats.
B,
Boats.
okay.
Yeah.
So let's take the Panama Canal, for example. And back when the Panama Canal was first built, you could have more than one boat in any one lock at the same time. So as that lock fills with water, all the individual boats that are in that one lock are raised in elevation simultaneously. Either that or they sink to the bottom of the lock, and of course that's not the general idea, is it? They all want to be raised so that they can all flow back into the next lock. So the reference has to do with boats in a particular body of water, and when the body of water goes up, all the boats come up at the same time. So in reference to our project, the situation where I hear that phrase used more often is what happens when our bridge kicks in. How are people that own FEG on the finance side going to be treated compared to FEG owned on the Ethereum side? And as I had just explained a minute ago, it has to do with arbitrageurs coming in and balancing the dollar value of your FEG on one side with the dollar value of your FEG on the other side, to the point where there is essentially not going to be any difference in the dollar values with respect to the different chains. Once again, that's just my opinion. Anybody else who sees things differently, please chime in. Let's hear your opinion.
What was the question, Paul? I just had to restart my Telegram.
Crypto Nympho was saying that he sort of phrased that all boats rise the same. And I was explaining that phrase in relationship to the FEG project tends to refer to how are the prices on the Ethereum side going to balance out with the prices on the finance side once our bridge is thoroughly arbitraged by the arbitrageurs whose main purpose in life is to make money through arbitrage.
Oh, okay.
I'll be honest, I never heard of that expression until just now, but I probably would have interpreted the same way. That would have been my first guess.
Yeah. All boats rise the same. And then my typical smart ass comment to that is, yeah, but what about submarines?
I would add to this. What about the project our partner with FEG? Is that like all boats rise at the same time, meaning that those projects will rise with FEG?
Speaking of smart asses, welcome to the chat, Cyber. I'm just kidding.
What did you say?
I said, speaking of smart asses, welcome to the chat, Cyber.
Yeah,
I think Slimer just got his shins kicked just then, but that's just me, you know.
Yeah.
I took that phrase as meaning all boats, as in everyone's individual boat. But it sounds like one boat is the ETH side, the other boat is the Binance side. So I guess we're all just passengers in those boats. Is that how the reference goes? Because my interpretation was all boats meaning everybody as an individual boat with their current amount of tokens they have, and their value will all rise equally.
That's a to me a perfectly additional evaluation and explanation for the phrase. I think the original phrase goes back to dealing with boats that are anchored in a particular harbor, and the tide flows in and the tide flows out. And there was a supposition by those not that familiar with physics who were under the impression that the smaller boats would rise faster than the larger boats because the smaller boats were heavier, when in reality that's not what actually takes place. But the analogy can be applied to all different ways and for all different purposes. So yeah, it's an interesting conversation.
I just think that it wouldn't be true on an individual basis because it depends on the size of your bag, like the amount of tokens you have. If you have a bigger bag, you're getting more tokens than the person below you. So
I agree with you, but because the reference is boats, not swimmers, right? Although technically swimmers rise all at the same time. The reference is boats, and of course boats contain cargo, or people in plural. So yeah, I think we're in reference to my first thought was Ethereum versus Binance. It's the token owners in general, not individual token owners. But once again, that's just my opinion.
Paul, did you do the staking for your Feg? Just wondering.
I did. Yeah, I decided to try and help the future health and welfare of our exchange. So I staked half my bag about the third day of the staking.
And you just left it and just let it grow?
Yeah, it's just sitting there. Matter of fact, I've only claimed twice thus far.
You can claim as much as you want when you stake, like whenever you want?
You can.
Because you control it, right?
Well, you can control the amount of
how much you stake and claim, right?
FBNB that are your portion of that staking pool with respect to how often you claim.
Like for example, because I don't have trillions, I have billions, right? So,
in my opinion, until our exchange becomes more readily adopted and more pairs are listed on the exchange, for individuals that don't have quantities of trillions, it doesn't make financial sense for you to stake, because number one, it's not going to provide that much additional benefit to what's already been staked for the health of the exchange, and number two, the rewards you're going to get are going to be so small that you're actually going to receive better rewards by not leaving it stake and letting the deflationary feature just send you more tokens into your wallet.
Just hold it, right?
Yeah.
Right.
That's my own personal opinion.
I saw High Res, on Twitter, saying he staked trillions, and I'm like, I wish I could stake trillions, but I can't.
Yeah.
So.
Well, see, I wish I could stake quadrillions, but I can't.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
How many quadrillionaires do we have?
What do you mean, quadrillionaires?
I think we still got one on the BSC side. I don't know about the east side.
Well,
But
there's
if
a
you go to
different.
bscscan.com and check out the wall addresses, I think there's one still holding a few quadrillion last I checked.
Really? Because when I hear the word air attached to the end of a word, then I tend to interpret that to be actual money, as opposed to quantity of tokens. But then again, that's just me.
Someone was on earlier. He mentioned that he's got like 268 trillion staked, and he's actually getting he said he's getting about 2.5 to 3. I think he said 3.5 BNB a week or something.
A week? Okay. Well, that's a pretty good return.
And to say that he said between 2.5 to 3.5. Well, I'm sure he was 3.5 because he said that that he's just using his passive income, and he wishes staked after, but he staked when the exchange came out. But he knows that while the pairs are being added onto the exchange, that it's only going to grow. So he's actually paying himself to buy more Feg already.
But he's in a quadrillion. Is that what you're saying, or trillion?
No, he's got like 268 trillion.
68. Because I staked 10 trillion, and I didn't get 1 billion yet.
Yeah. He's got a lot, man. He's got a lot.
Yeah.
Did I miss something today? Did something happen with Ethereum? Because it is just blowing up. I just got a notification that it's at 3,200.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They started
at all-time high, right?
Ethereum's expected to hit 10,000 by January.
Hey, man, where's our work?
BNBS 666,
Could
y'all.
be sooner. Could be later.
We had, at that very moment, we had two people talking at the same time. So between the two of you, could you decide which one of you wants to talk first, please?
Yeah, I'll say. I just want to ask Paul. Can I borrow your time machine? Because I think I would go back and buy a couple of quadrillion, and I'll come back here and give you a few.
I got you, bro.
Well, if you can pry it from my cold, dead hands, you can, sure.
Yeah, only a time machine.
That sounds like a challenge.
Although, in my case, you may not have to wait too many years for that to happen, but that's a side comment.
You better be careful in Arizona, boy.
Yeah, true. Wishful thinking, gotta be careful.
You don't want to make a promise you can't keep.
Especially that one. Yeah. Yeah, I may wake up one morning and find myself dead. I don't want that to happen, you know.
That's not going to happen. But
We're knock on wood.
Knock on wood. Yeah, you guys visualize me tapping my forehead when I use the phrase knock on wood. You'll have it down pat. So yeah, this Feg project is just an absolute riot to be involved with. I mean, the idea is to keep coming up, and inventions and the application of technology, and the development that the marketing department is dreaming up. It just it's almost like becoming a bit of a tidal wave of information. I was laughing with we had a number of the voice chat mods on late last night, and we were kind of all laughing at each other. And I made a comment to one of them. I said, so I always check in to the voice chat before I go to bed. And one of the mods said, well, yeah, but you get Sundays off, right? Why are you doing that? And I said, well, because if I don't check in late at night to see what the latest goings on happen, then when I log on first thing in the morning, I get slapped upside the head with all this new information that I don't know anything about, you know? I mean, this project's like 24/7, 365. It's a riot to be part of, I got to tell you.
You got
So
money.
here's a thought-provoking question for you, Paul.
What's that, bud?
So with your software engineer background, I'm sure you must have thought some innovative idea that you would like to see evolve from this project.
Well, I would like to clarify my background, and that is I am not a software engineer. I was a systems administrator that through, well, I'm not even going to bring that up, but I eventually found myself not just supporting desktop PCs, but servers based on PC technology and the networks that all those machines connected to, which was insane, but that's what happened to me. So even though I'm not a coder, I supported the machines and the operating systems and the support software that the coders who wrote code in their IDEs, which is Integrated Development Environment, used. So I got a chance to rub elbows with the guys on a regular basis and kind of got an idea of how they thought about things. And then in combination with using various scripting languages, which is essentially nothing more than a different form of programming to automate the jobs I needed to automate because I was spread so damn thin while doing that job, that it has occurred to me with respect to this project that the idea of me trying to keep up with Fegrox and his creativity is virtually an impossibility. I like to think of our dev team as like a human brain, okay? And the human brain can be broken down into different parts that perform different functions. And the literal thinking part of the brain, which is separate from the limbic system, which controls the emotional part of the brain, is called the cerebral cortex. I think of Fegrox as our cerebral cortex of the dev team. Okay? He seems to be the one that is coming up with all these really innovative and massively cool ideas. And then he can, excuse me for a moment, I need to clear my throat.
All right, good, bro. Get it out.
He can then line out a vision of it and establish a framework and then assign various tasks to the remainder of the dev team and get them doing their major coding efforts. And then he can turn right around and just come up with the next genius idea and the next genius idea. So me trying to think about from a software perspective where I think this project could go, I don't have a ghost of a chance of keeping up with Fegrox when it comes to that.
I got a joke about Fegrox if you want to hear it. So here's the joke. It's not a bad one. The reason Fegrox's mic doesn't work is because he mic drops all the time with all this awesome shit.
All right.
And he's for the community. Like, if you think about it, he's basically making rocks for the community, you know.
The way that we're able to easily connect FedEx with Trust Wallet and MetaMask, I would like to be able to do the same thing with Ledger. That would make my life so much easier without having to connect my Ledger to MetaMask. But I don't know what needs to happen to make that happen.
I'll just,
What did you say, Cyber? I didn't catch a word of that.
No, yeah. Somebody said I would like that to happen with this ledger. I think I didn't hear what he said. I would like to hear.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, and not just the ledger, but with like any cold wallet.
What is it that you would like to happen? I didn't hear.
You know how we're able to easily connect to the FegX exchange through Trust Wallet and MetaMask. I'd like to be able to have the same capability through cold wallets, like the Ledger, the EliPal, the SafePal, the Trezor, without having to. Well, you can use Ledger, but you have to connect it to MetaMask. But I would like to somehow like bypass that and just be able to connect directly to the exchange and do all my transactions through my cold wallet user interface.
If that were to happen, then the purpose of your cold wallet is gone.
Why is that?
Because the security feature of the cold wallet is you to connect your device and then to access your device through keys that only you have.
Okay, so explain something to me. How is this any different from like connecting your ledger to MetaMask?
But MetaMask, once you said yes to connect, and you said yes to let access to your wallet, that feature is what your cold wallet prevent to happen. So every time you reconnect your cold wallet, your device, it's like telling MetaMask, okay, I'm back here, and if you want to have access, talk to me and I'll give you access.
Cyber, can I make a suggestion?
Yeah.
Explain it in reverse with respect to how a cold wallet prevents hacking.
Yeah, okay. Then in that way, if a hacker would want to access your wallet, which is residing on the blockchain, which is on the net, the time that he would access that wallet, the wallet would tell him, hey, where is the device that you used to put in your coin? And then the hacker, without that device, would not be able to do anything because he doesn't have that connection. I mean, basically, that's what's happening. The device is one key to the wallet. Is that clear enough, or I don't know?
Yeah, I think.
I don't know. Yeah, go ahead.
Here's another question that I have. Because someone sent me this a couple of days ago. There's a screenshot that he sent me. It says, it reads, DeFi is extremely dangerous. Every time you connect your wallet or approve contract to any platform, it means you are giving them access to your wallet. Is that true?
Yeah, partially true. So every time let's just talk about Feg Exchange, Uniswap, and your wallet. So since those exchanges are decentralized and are not managed centrally, you need to give them access to your wallet for them to exchange inside your wallet. So the access is given through the fact that you connect, and then the connection of the contract makes it happen. So if you have a cold wallet, the cold wallet is what prevents that to happen. So, and the warm wallet you can always cancel that connection through the revoking of the contract within your wallet. But the cold wallet is by removing the key, you automatically revoke the connection with that wallet, with the exchange. I mean, I don't know if that's clear.
Am I still just as vulnerable connecting, say a warm wallet to like say Pancake Swap and approving a contract on there?
What was the question? Is if you're vulnerable?
Am I just as vulnerable connecting my warm wallet, say the Trust Wallet, to Pancake Swap and approving a contract to some liquidity pool on there?
I wouldn't say that you are vulnerable. I would say that if the contract is a scam, then yeah, you are. But
Can I add something to that?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so I learned just recently that on BSC Scan you can revoke tokens to revoke unlimited access to your wallet through the token. So if you have a bunch of shit coins in your wallet, you can revoke those contracts so they don't have unlimited access. I can post a link if you guys want, or you guys can look it up. It's very useful. I revoked probably 10 contracts in my wallet because there's residue usually left behind when you sell tokens, especially shit tokens.
Yeah, I would love that. Please.
Yeah, hold on. Let me add something to that, which is good. You need to do that, but I did that with the revoke on BSC side, and I revoked the link with my fees, and my fees was taking on gold. And because I did that, I was not able to go on my gold and see where my staking was going through. And for me to redo the connection, I had to repay the contract fee to have it reconnect so I can have I can see my rewards.
Yeah, but sorry, but I think it's more a token that you ain't used, you're out of it, you got nothing to do with it, and then you can revoke it.
I revoked yesterday. I revoked 15 different connections that I wasn't using anymore, and I have the key. I have the link for the ETH side too. So there's on the ETH side and on the BSC side, you can revoke link to your to your wallet. But on the ETH side, it costs between $5 to $15 to revoke your contract. I have that link too. If somebody wants it, on the ETH side, I have it too.
For the BSC side, the revoke link for BSC Scan, is it okay if I post in the chat? Any mods in here?
Yeah, go ahead, man. Go ahead. Or,
I'll post it now.
Yeah, go ahead. I think it'll help people out. I've also got the BSC link as well if anyone wants it. Send straight to them.
And the ETH side is nice to have too. I found it yesterday.
Cyber, can you send me those? Can you send me both?
So anyone that wants it, DM me. Anyone that wants it, just DM me. I'll DM me. I'll give it to you after.
The only thing I don't know if that BSC Scan will allow you to connect through Trust Wallet. I used MetaMask, so yeah, that may be an issue.
MetaMask. You cannot use Trust Wallet to revoke. You need to use MetaMask.
Oh, okay, that's what I thought. Yeah.
What about tokens that have been rug pulled? Is that still something I need to be concerned about, or do I need to remove those?
Exactly. That's what I did. 15 of those, all shit tokens that I was connected to, and I wasn't doing anything with them anymore.
Okay, I got a couple, but I need to take care of them.
You see, let me tell you this, guys. In the future, this is what's going to be happening. There's going to be shitcoin coming out, and those shitcoins going to be contract, and those contracts going to link themselves into your wallet and cipher your coin from your wallet. That's going to be happening pretty soon.
That's scary.
Yeah, it is. Seriously, it is scary. and that's going to be managed by AI. So the new type of scam in the future is going to be AI management, and it's going to be like crazy. It's going to be really hard to be on the ecosystem not to be hacked.
This is all the more reason for future projects to utilize the smart DeFi coding that's also built into Rocks. That gets listed on our exchange. Would you agree with that statement?
Yeah, I agree with that.
Can I ask a quick question?
Yeah, go ahead.
So I just bought some bit of Feg. I had some trouble, then I somehow managed to buy. So right now, in my trust wallet, I can see the balance of Fegtoken, but I'm not able to see the current value of it. So is that something which is regular in trust wallet?
I didn't catch any of that. Somebody wants to answer.
Yeah, he wants to know why the value of a Feg doesn't show up in his trust. It's because it's not there yet. It's gonna come. It's coming. It's just a feature that
It's not anybody in Feg's fault. It's Trust Wallet, and it's because Feg is still considered new. So if you really want to check the balance, just get the Fegtoken app, and it shows your balance. Or you can check your balance by going on PancakeSwap 2 and putting the next thing on USDT. It shows your balance. Yeah, so I downloaded Fegtoken and I connected my wallet. Wait, so currently using the Fegtoken app. Fegtoken app. Or Fegtrack app. I'm sorry. Checking. I connected it actually. So now it's showing me the balance and reward since you last buy and sell and everything. But one question is when I scroll down, there is a section called funnel, right? So it says in 100 days you will gain 93,900 Feg just by holding. I don't think that the count was the correct count. Is that
bro? Bro. It's not actual. It's not accurate in terms of. It's just giving you like a rough idea. The best thing to do is for you to press down on your rewards on the green number. Hold it down, reset it. Once you've resetted it, then track your rewards for 24 hours, and then obviously change the time frame to like. I would say probably like 2 weeks, 7 days, a day. Work it around that. It's not exact number that you're going to be getting rewards if you just go off the 100 days. You know.
Okay. So because I was asking because it says 93,000. You'll in 100 days you'll gain 93,000. But from the moment I bought, I got reward of more than 300,000.
Yeah.
So what was the alternate you were saying?
So hold down on the green rewards button, reset it, and then track it for 24 hours. And then from 24 hours, you can have a rough estimate of what you will be getting per day. Now, realistically, you also got to bear in mind that you get rewards from the volume, the sales. So, for example, when the staking came out, a lot of people staked. So moving Feg, if you move any Feg, then you're going to get taxed 2%. So when everyone staked, I'm sure a lot of people received so many rewards because of how much Feg was getting moved. So also it's based on the volume. So don't just go off, that exactly, if that makes sense.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. So one more quick question. So if I want to stake, so what should I do exactly?
In my opinion, I wouldn't stake anything lower than $1 trillion. And I would also stake when there's more pairs added onto the exchange. But to stake, all you have to do is go onto the Feg.exchange and click stake, and then you'll be able to enter the amount that you want to stake. And then that's how you stake it.
Okay, so you would recommend staking it if I have just a couple of 100 billion in hand?
No, bro, you're better off getting the rewards by holding your token.
Okay.
I don't recommend using PancakeSwap. Hold on, Jay. I don't recommend using PancakeSwap to measure the value of your fake tokens. I had a buddy of mine try that, trying to doing a big transaction with USDT, and his value was off by like $20,000. I don't know why that is. I mean, I heard the liquidity is low on PancakeSwap, but I don't know if that's part of the reason. But it's completely inaccurate. Just use the fake track app.
Yeah.
It's because USDT is no pair. There's nothing paired with Feg on PancakeSwap. Did they
just
not see the price impact on that?
Just make sure you use version 1 on Pancake for Feg, because that's where the liquidity is.
You can't even trade on 2.
No, version 2 don't. That's where you'll see a big difference if you try and sell on version 2. So just avoid version 2 for Pancake for Feg.
I don't think there's any liquidity on version 2, so you can't even trade, let's say, inefficient liquidity.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Honestly, I was waiting for the day for everybody to proclaim, use FegX, and only FegX.
Bro, that's what I'm saying. I've been stressing this hard. We have an exchange. Feg is the governance token. Why are we using PancakeSwap and Uniswap when we have the exchange and it's working perfectly and it only benefits you and the community? You know?
Yeah, just think of it. You're moving masses over. So what they're doing, what they're used to, this isn't easy for everybody. I've onboarded over 10 people now, and they said that they would never have figured it out if I wasn't walking through step by step. So you got to give them time. For the most elite and the top people, it was easy for us, but for most of everybody else, it's not that easy.
No, 100%. Definitely understand. That's why we have this chat, and there's a lot of people helping people out and taking people away from the voice chat to help them understand how to use Feg Exchange. But once you know, it's relatively easy. But we also got how to stake, how to buy, kind of step by step as well. But I do understand what you're saying, for sure.
Yeah, man, it'll come, man. It's gonna come.
May I chime in here a little bit?
Go ahead, Paul.
Go ahead, Paul. You don't need to ask. You don't need to ask, Paul.
Well,
Come on, bro. It's not acting new now.
I feel
Don't start acting new. Don't start acting new, bro.
Well, that's going to be a first thing. Anyone who is not currently speaking, if you would please mute your mic. This has been a public service announcement from one of your fellow friendly voice chat mods. Having said that, part of the reason that I have recommended a while back that people conduct fake transactions both on Uniswap and Pancake before they complete their transactions on Feg Exchange was because of the variability of liquidity that was bouncing around. When we first launched the Feg Exchange, Feg Exchange did not have the same liquidity that Uniswap and Pancake did. And there were a number of issues brought up by the more veteran users of Pancake and Uni that, hey man, I'm getting a better deal on Pancake and Uni than I am on Feg Exchange. The general idea at that time was to make sure you don't inadvertently burn yourself, do a fake